Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to Tranquil Waters by Stevie. Happy Wednesday. Getting back into the swing of things, I hope, after the holidays. Thanks for joining me once again. As always, we are on version 1.0.0.7, believe it or not. I took a peek and Stevie has released this minor update. According to Stevie, it is just an update to provide a little bit more support, I guess, for the premium DLC expansion pack that was released last year. Oh, that sounds weird. Released last year. But yeah, he mentions, he or she, they mention that it just provides a little bit more support. Some AI issues were dealt with. Interestingly enough, I'm not sure if we'll have a chance to test that or not. I know that we did run into some AI issues on a couple of the fields where it wouldn't detect there was a field there or not. Maybe that's been corrected. That might be what Stevie was referring to. What do we have in front of us? Oh, yeah. We've got the big dog, the T440. I'll tell you what, I was tempted to just go ahead and buy this thing, but leasing is pretty cheap, and we are saving up some cash to finish off this map. But we have some red beets to harvest. We're probably just going to hang on to this thing through for our carrots and I think we've got some onion. I think this thing will do onion. We'll find out. I think it does. This pack is kind of cool. It provides, like, you can get, let me see if I can find it real quick here as far as, I think it's here. Yeah, so we've got, you got sugar beets, you got red beets. There's also headers for, I wonder if, there's headers for potatoes. There are headers for, is this it right here? No, this is not it there. There's headers for potatoes. What am I missing? Parsnips. I don't know, where in the heck is this thing? I probably went ahead and missed it. You know, I'm curious now if there is an onion. We have it leased, so here it is right here. Under Beat Technology, the Homer T440. So I'm guessing if we go to this and we look somewhere, Beat Technology. Not the Giants. It's this guy right here, I believe. Combinations. There we go. Red beets, carrots. Is that? I'm assuming that's parsnips. No, that's wait, that's cotton. Is that cotton? Those look like parsnips. Potatoes. Sugar beets. Sugar cane. I don't see onion. Maybe onion. We'll have to look at onion. That's cotton though, isn't it? That's kind of crazy. That thing does cotton. All right. Anyways, enough yapping. The headers are pretty cheap. You can see they're like 10 grand through 20, just depending on what speed. So you can go from 12 miles an hour, 24, or 62. Yes, harvest at 62 miles an hour. However, just as a side note, I know we'll move on, but if you get the old working speed mod here, you can't get 62 miles an hour out of it, but you can at least bump it up a little bit for free. Oh, and besides that, this thing does happen to hold 1,000,000 liters, so that's kind of helpful. I think it'll go between 60, 250, and 1,000,000 liters of storage. It's just one of those mods that are for people who don't necessarily want to take forever to harvest, or like me, who are looking to get done with the map and move on to the next thing. What kind of horn? At least it's multi-tone. It's not great, but it's multi-tone. Oh, I bet I almost took that. Oh, jeez. Taking a lot of things out here. It gets up and goes, though. It's not too shabby. it does get the job done, I think. We're gonna whoa, that was a pothole. She's quiet. It's a quiet runner. Very, very quiet. Here's the field we need to work on, our red beet field. We're going to go against the grain on the old red beet field. It's set up to go, what would this be? East-west, I guess? We're going to go north-south. Yeah, it's set up to, oh, it's set up to go north-south, sorry. We're going to go east-west. We're probably not going to need our little John Deere there because this thing does hold 1,000,000 liters. That being said, I brought it over for moral support. Want to welcome Tim. Thanks for subscribing, Tim. Appreciate that, man. Let's fire up. You know what? Let's fire up the GPS. I paid for it, so we might as well use it. Let's see here. We do this, this, and this. I think actually we do want 0. We'll find out. Apparently not. Another bad guess by yours truly. 90. There we go. Lock and load. Fire up and off to the races. Let's get these red beets taken care of post haste. Pretty fancy contraption, this thing. I think the game you pay I think it's $200,000 for it in the game, but I'm guessing in real life this thing probably is going to run you, I have to believe, especially with the head, it's got to be $1 million, right? It's got to be. I can't imagine. I can't imagine it being less than $1 million with a head. I mean, the interior, it's not super fancy, not as fancy as some of the other beat equipment we have, but it's got to be up there in price. I think the mod author also expanded the size of the head too. It looks like, doesn't it? Maybe brought it out a little bit more. We're just gonna we'll do at least one headland here, just to make life a little easier on ourselves. Okay. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea after all. So how y'all doing? How's the post-Christmas, post-holiday thing going for you? I'll tell you, weather in my area has just been miserable. If your moods are subject to weather, you're not having a good time where I live. Just more clouds, more rain. I mean, if you're, I mean, you can be happy. The fact that we're not plowing our driveways, shoveling walkways, and clearing off the car windows in the morning, I guess that's a good thing. I don't think our luck's going to last too much longer. I have a feeling we're going to get hit pretty good, pretty soon. My biggest concern is always that first winter weather ice fest that you can oftentimes get. Ice is, man, I remember a few years ago we had an ice storm, and I'll tell you, I think they're worse than snowstorms in many ways. They weigh down those, the phone lines, and I guess I'm not so worried about the phone lines, but there's a lot of areas that still have above ground power and everything else, and those things get wrecked. Roads are horrible. You're chiseling off your car. I meant to get, I meant for the first time, I've never used this stuff before, but I meant to get some of that what's it called? The liquid windshield scraper or de-icer. You can get in a can and you spray it on your windshield or your windows, and it's supposed to clean your windows off instead of having to scrape them. Thought about trying that stuff out, see if it's any good. I'm sure it's not cheap, you know. I mean, you probably use a can, probably go through the stuff quite a bit would be my guess. So then it'll be like, nah, I'm not going to pay. I don't know. It's probably $10 a can. One of my neighbors has one of these tarps, but it's not the full car tarp. It's one of those tarps that you put over your front windshield. You put it over your windshield, and then it kind of wraps around a little bit, and it has these two flaps that go over your left and right outside mirrors. It looks good. I get the purpose totally. It looks like it certainly would help. But again, I'm just one of those people, I think, that I think I would use it a couple times, and then I would just get tired of having to put it on and off. But boy, it would be nice in the mornings. See, I don't have one of those garage parking situations, and I don't have a carport or any carport. So my car sits right out there, so whatever the weather brings, my car gets to enjoy. Thus, I get to enjoy it in the morning. Nothing like waking up in the morning, you're tired, you really just would rather hang out, you know, in a nice warm bed. But you drag yourself out of bed because you got to go to work. You go to work, and it's not bad enough that you do that, but you have to stinking spend, 10 minutes of scraping and shoveling. And, why don't I live in a warm climate? We should all be so lucky. So I don't know, are red beets, I don't know if we need red beets for anything. Really, the only thing I'm interested in getting going is the pig food. I don't think our pig food needs red beets, so we might just be housing these until we can sell them. So Stevie, like I said, released this update. It was no need for a new save game, which is always nice. But he's also released a new map. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to check it out. I checked it out briefly before doing this recording. It's what's it called? My Lands 4X map by Stevie. I think it's on version 1.0.0.2. So I took a look at it. It reminds me of, get on track, buddy. It reminds me of the new Omatana map, the 4 fields. It's basically that style of a map. In fact, it may even be more plain than the Omatana map. But yeah, it's a 4X map of just basically open land, open grass. No pre-built fields. 10-man, I think this would be right up your alley. The only thing it doesn't have, I don't think it has any forestry at all. In fact, it might have 2 trees on the whole map. I think it's pretty much map treeless, which I don't mind. I'm not a forestry dude, but if you are interested in forestry, it's probably not gonna, unless you plant your own. I guess you could always do that. Build your own forests. But it looks inviting. I don't know why. It's a very plain map. but it looks inviting from that standpoint. It's just it's like 99.9% grass, and it looks like, from what I could tell, you start with a tractor. You start with the John Deere Gator. You start with a John Deere tractor. You get a what are they called? You get a fertilizer spreader, a trailer, a plow, 3-meter plow, nothing fancy. I think you might get. Let's see, you got a spreader, a plow, a trailer. I think you might get a mower, a rear attached mower, but very, very basic starting equipment. And that's it. And, good luck. You have a house. Oddly enough, a pretty darn looking nice house, man. Like the kind of house that I would easily live in. But yeah, you get a pretty sweet house. We're gonna start doing the swapper room here. So yeah, you get a nice house. You get a little plot of land that's around the house, and the rest is up to you. No required mods. Everything you need is built in. It is a pretty large file size, in part due to the 4X, I'm sure. It's about 1.5 gigs, so it's not small. File size wise. Like I said, it's a 4X map. It is error-free, as Stevie maps always are. Stevie doesn't mess around with errors. I'm gonna hit that John Deere. Yeah, Stevie doesn't mess around with errors in his map, and if there are, gets those fixed post haste. Line up, buddy. I don't like the way this thing likes to. A little squirrely, isn't it? We might miss a couple red beats, but oh well. But I think there's a couple of sales points. Maybe I didn't really look very closely at production or anything on it. Just going by what I remember the PDA looking like, and I don't remember there being much as far as production goes either. There might be a BGA, but this thing is definitely designed for those of you who really like to just do your own thing. Give me some land and get out of my way. And that's what this map, this My Lands map is certainly all about. I want to play it. I do want to play it. I don't know. I do want to play it. I totally get it. It's going to be hinterland times, or double hinterland. So, yeah, well, actually, you know what? That's not true, right? Because a standard, is it double? Because a standard map in Farming Simulator, I know a lot of people call it a 2X map, but I believe a standard map in Farming Simulator is not a 2X, it's a 1X. Because if it were a 2X, it'd be 2 times the size of a standard map. But I do seem to remember, though, I think it's called a 2X because it's 2,000 by 2,000, or 2 kilometers by 2 kilometers, or something like that. But yeah, I think it's double a standard. Anyways, yeah, and I think it basically has has like the plots of land that you buy. Instead of field, you're buying plots of land. And I'll tell you, it's just one of those things where it's enjoyable to be able to start from nothing and really design and build. You don't have a farm. No matter what. Oh, hello. Hello, little Bambi. Get out of the way. Oh, Judas Priest. I just killed Bambi. I know I definitely ran over that one. There's no, oh, that one came out. Where that one came from. But yeah, it doesn't even have a farm, from what I could tell. Man, here, wow, what are they? Where are all these deer coming from? It's like I stirred up a nest of them. Stop eating my beets. Look at them over there. Look at them eating them. Little bastards eating all my beets over there. They'll be pooping red. Reminds me of a story. Oh boy. Are we ready for a story along those lines? Is it too early yet in the year to get into a story like that? I knew a guy. I was gonna say I had a friend, but he really wasn't a friend. I just knew the guy. It's not like we really hung out. But this guy was just one of those people who, and this was before social media and Facebook and everything, so I can't even imagine the train wreck that he has to be today with all the social media stuff available. This was during the times when you got all your bad ideas either from friends, comic books, the radio, maybe an occasional TV show, but even then TV shows were certainly much more tame. Or you just had a vivid imagination of your own. And I think this guy falls under that category. I think he falls into that category of weird, really bizarre things people do. Where it comes from, where the originator of weird stuff. So I get this call from a buddy of mine, a friend of mine. He was a friend of mine. I get a call from him on a landline, on a rotary phone probably. And he's like, hey man, you got to come over and see this. You got to come over and see this. This is insane. And I'm sure I was bored and didn't really care, and so I'm like, sure, I'll go over and see what's going on. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. I actually want to lift. Do you not lift? Oh, you do lift. Okay, good. So I went over, and I distinctly remember showing up at my friend's house with him. I thought he had been crying, but he had been laughing. He had been laughing so hard that he was crying. You ever get that? It's rare, but when it happens, it's pretty epic. Your gut hurts, like you physically, your face muscles actually get sore because you're laughing so hard. If that's never happened to you, I kind of feel bad for you because it's an interesting experience. But anyways, I show up and this guy is he's just I can tell he's been, man, look at those things going to town. Those little foliage toppers down there. Look like little piano keys just pumping up and down. Anyways, so I don't know what's going on. I know at least I'm not showing up to a murder scene, which is a good thing. So that thought at least is out of my mind. Because you never want that. You never want to get a call from a friend and show up and there's a body you have to take care of. But anyways, so I walk in there and of course I'm escorted pretty much directly to the bathroom. Then I knew I was in for a world of hurt. So I get into the bathroom and I look down into the commode and sure enough, not only is there one of the largest ropes I'd ever seen in my entire life, okay, but it was purple. I mean purple. Not dark purple. It was like I'm trying to think of what purple I can compare it to. It was a medium purple, but it was a solid, literally purple. And I immediately thought to myself, somebody is either dying has died, or there is something medically wrong that I've never heard of before. And I won't get into any more of the actual physical characteristics, because it was, let's just say, it was impressive. And I'm like, what the heck happened here? Like, what happened? Now remember, this is before cell phones and stuff too, so there's no video. If you missed it, you missed it. All right, unless somebody happened to have a camcorder or something, you missed it. Turns out this dude that my friend knows, that I kind of know, decided that it was going to be a good idea to take packets of Kool-Aid. I think it was Very Berry. It might have been Very Berry or Blueberry. I forget exactly which Kool-Aid it was. He took packets of Kool-Aid, I forget how many, but multiples, and basically made a super condensed glass of Kool-Aid. You know, ultra. You know how you can buy like ultra soap detergent and ultra Tide for your clothes, and it's like four times the cleaning power. It's ultra. That's kind of what he did. He made an ultra Kool-Aid drink, but I think it was like 10 times. He said afterwards, that there was so much in there that he couldn't get it all to dissolve. It was kind of a half thickness. It kind of had a little bit of a thickness to it. And I guess not long after that is what came, what was left in the old commode is what came of it. And I'm thinking, first of all, the amount of sugar, because it was not sugar-free, the amount of sugar must have been seriously intense. His tongue was still colored, so it hadn't been too long, He said that it acted almost like a really high-fiber drink. I can only imagine what his body was going through while trying to sort out what this kid put into himself. And then from there, it just got to be kind of, crazy town. My friend decided that it was going to be smart to, he had heard from somebody to drink hydrogen peroxide, to actually drink some. I don't know how much, but he drank some hydrogen peroxide. Sorry, just dealing with my adult stogie that went out. He drank some hydrogen peroxide, and that, my friends, produced what we all referred to later as a ghost poop. That thing, that was white. That's what it was white. I don't know how else to describe it other than it was white. It was kind of a white, creamy white color. Tim right now is regretting the day he subscribed to this channel. What have you gotten into, my friend? See, that's the thing, is if you see one episode of mine, and it's like, even the last episode was fairly normal, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll check out this dude's channel. He seems alright. He's not, he's on the lesser of the annoying scale, hopefully. If you subscribed, you must not be too annoyed by me. His voice is somewhat clear. I can put up with him. Maybe that's the best way to put it, right? But then you get to the second episode after you subscribe, where we're talking about Kool-Aid poop. But my buddy drank hydrogen peroxide, and yeah, it was the weirdest looking, other than being, you know, the purple wasn't too, oh boy, the purple was something else, but the hydrogen peroxide one was, and I can't believe that that's healthy. That's got to be dangerous. But he didn't care. He didn't care. He was a freak. He ended up, I felt bad, he ended up getting scorched by the radiator. Excuse me, sorry. I may have to take a drink of my adult water beverage here in a second. He ended up, getting burnt pretty bad. Scalded, I guess you could say, right? From the radiator in his Maverick. It's the same guy whose transmission fell out of the bottom of it. But he was on the side of the road. Excuse me, I got a call from him one night. And he had just gotten home from the emergency room because he had, his car was overheating, pulled over on the side of the highway. Said he wasn't thinking. He knew better, he said. But he grabbed a rag. He did grab a rag, but he said that he didn't, take enough time to really make sure that the rag was covering the top of the radiator very well. And some of the coolant got up and around, and it was pretty highly pressurized. Got a little bit on, got some on his hand, some on his face, neck. Yeah, it was pretty bad. He was fortunate it didn't get him in his eyes. I guess the silver lining there, but cars nowadays, I don't even know if you can open a radiator cap anymore. I remember looking at a guy's car at work. He was showing somebody his, I think it was a BMW or an Audi. It was some fancy European deal. Really beautiful car. But it had, when you open the hood, it looked like just one big plastic cover. It wasn't an EV or a battery. It was a regular gas motor. But there were like zero serviceable items on the thing. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. It was, I don't even know if you could check your own oil. There was just nothing. It was like a plastic cover, and a plastic cover. It was the cleanest looking engine I'd ever seen in my life. But yeah, I don't even know what to do with it. It was weird. But I guess that's the way they've gone these days. Let's unload. How much did we get? Oh, we got too much for our trailer. Oh, that's fast. Oh, that's beauty. You gotta love that. Well, let's do this then. Almost 400,000 liters total. That's not too shabby, I don't think, for a field this size. Of course, it's red beet, so I'm sure the volume is up there a little bit more than other crops, but yeah, let's see here. Is it Control F? Nope. Alt F? Nope. Shift F? Oh, it's right Control F. Yeah, there it is. Waiting for something. You know what? Let's leave it at 25 because this thing's kind of long. We can kill the GPS. Look for some traffic situation here. And he's coming. Alright, let's get back to the farm. So yeah, be very careful when you're checking that coolant. It's nothing to mess around with. Leaving him in the dust. Seems like I never had a run-in with coolant, but I had a run-in one time with the distributor. I think it was a distributor. I got it zapped from something really good one time. I'm no mechanic. I'm kind of one of these dudes that can, you know, I can do oil changes, disc brakes, drum brakes. I tried one time, and that was just an absolute disaster. I don't know what's going on. Our John Deere is taking its time. Actually, this will give us a chance to, let's do this. We'll fire the helper. And we'll see. I don't think any of our pig food takes red beets. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, because red beets is a premium DLC. And I don't think any of these things had premium DLC in mind. Yeah, I got zapped by something. I don't know what it was. If it was the distributor, something that held, something that was holding some pretty decent juice. Oh, you're going to hit, Brad. You're going to hit. Oh, okay. This is a sugar beet. I don't think it'll want sugar beets either. Yeah. This is a straight cell. I guess we can store them. We can store them until the price is up there for selling. I'll look and see what... you stay here, buddy. Let's see if we can get... let's see if we can get it to... Will it unload like that? Oh, yeah, she will. Beauty. We are going to... We're going to hang on to this beast. We'll just keep paying the lease on it. I don't know if we're going to need... I don't think we have any more red beets to deal with. So we can return the head. We can return the head, but we will get a carrot head for our carrot fields. This is the onion field. Do we just... For onions, do you just... Whoopsie. It seemed to me like for the onions... Oh, it's probably this. Oh, no, that doesn't show onion. Oh, wait, what is... What is that? Is that onion? Is that sugar cane? I'm so confused. Oh, I think we use this for onions. Let's take a quick peek at something here. Triticale. Onion. Oh, onion's that symbol? Well. Okay. To figure out what we're going to do with onions. I don't know how to harvest onions. Red beets. June. They're just going down. We might be smart to just get them sold. We could wait till January. What is the average high? 441. Is anybody beating 441 right now or close to it? Not very good. Everything's going down. Well, let's hold on to them. We'll hold on to them, and we'll hold on to them for the time being. And maybe we'll get a little bit better price. I'll set our price calculator. Where is our price calculator? Oh, there's our price calculator. Wait, what key was that? Was that a control? Oh, Alto. Yeah. Alto. I'm going to assume red onions are down here. Oh, sorry, I keep saying red onions. What am I saying? Red beets. Hello. Let's set that to We'll set that to let us know about the highest. 495. We'll see if we get an alarm. Any alarm bells? All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Tranquil Waters 1.007. Kind of cool. There you go, buddy. And tomorrow we are going to be in Texas for a contract, for some contract work in Texas. God bless Texas, right? Who sang that? I forget who sang that. Some country band. Anyways, we're going to be in Big Flats, Texas? I think the name of the map, something like that. Doing a big forage contract there. So I'll see you guys there tomorrow. Have a really good rest of your day Wednesday. Thanks for stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I'd appreciate that. As always, feel free to subscribe. You can join the channel. You can even join our Discord. Take care of yourselves. Make sure you take care of each other. And I'll see you soon. Bye for now.